Welcome back, my friends, to Crypto Earn, where knowledge is power and power brings wealth. Today, we're going to start with the Miami Convention, where we have this beautiful statue unveiled of this bull, which is absolutely amazing. It harks to the Wall Street bull, but obviously, this is like, 21st century uh, Bitcoin or blockchain bull here in your site. This is absolutely amazing and absolutely beautiful. Let's start looking at what's happened in the Miami Convention in the last few days. So one of the most interesting speakers there is CATHIE Wood, I think we all know from ARK, a very large investment group. And what she's saying here once again is that she reckons that Bitcoin will reach 1 million price target on Bitcoin at the Miami conference. This is very bullish, and she's always been very bullish about it. But if we look briefly at what she says, it says CATHIE Wood reiterated the bullish stance on Bitcoin, the Bitcoin 2022 conference in Miami this week, as the ARK Invest founder renewed her call for the cryptocurrency to reach 1 million by 2030 in a presentation yesterday. Quote, Bitcoin is the first open source global private digital rules-based monetary system in the history of the world. It's a very big idea, noted investor at the Future is Bright conference, talk alongside MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor, another prominent Bitcoin bull. So we can see that things are actually looking very bullish, and some of the biggest investors in the world really do believe that Bitcoin can reach 1 million eventually. This is what we're all here for. Then in a similar note, we have the Treasury Secretary of the United States, Janet Yellen. She called crypto transformative in a wide-ranging speech. So she had a speak, not at the Miami conference, but somewhere else. And this is what she has been saying. The digital dollar could become a trusted money comparable to physical cash. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said in her first speech on digital assets on Thursday. Speaking to attendees at the American University event, Yellen highlighted the extreme divergence of perceptions about crypto, saying that's often the case with transformative technology. Some proponents, this is quote, some proponents speak as if the technology is so radically and beneficially transformative that the government should step back completely and let the innovation take its course, she said. On the other hand, skeptics see limited, if any, value in this technology and associated products and advocate that the government take a much more restrictive approach. So this is a very powerful lady who's actually changed her mind from her initial views, and she's very influential. So this is positive for Bitcoin once again. Now she also talks about CBDCs, which I like to touch on a little bit. So again, quote, the development of our currency to its current form has been a dynamic process that took place over centuries. Yeah, we'll understand that. Today, monetary sovereignty and uniform currency have brought clear benefits to economic growth and stability. Well, you would want more of that if you're in the government. Our approach to digital assets must be guided by the appreciation of those benefits, Yellen said. Well, that's questionable because as Bitcoin believers or general cryptocurrency enthusiasts, we actually don't really think that that the currency should be controlled by anyone centrally. Quote, some have suggested a CBDC, which is central bank digital currency, could be the next evolution in our currency. A recent report by Federal Reserve opened a public dialogue about CBDCs and the potential benefit and risks that could be associated with issuing one in the US. Well, I have my views on CBDCs, and although all countries, the US, the EU, China, and many other countries are working on the CBDC, we've got to be very careful what they do here because it's going to be programmable money. Yes, so while you have, a $10 note in your pocket and you can actually go and spend it anywhere, nobody had to know what you spend your money on. A CBDC, although they're talking of making it anonymous, it's going to be on a blockchain supposedly, so they will be as visible as any other blockchain asset. But more importantly, some countries, autocratic countries like China, could turn this into an actually controlled currency. So they could actually program your money. They could say, we need to fight inflation, so we're going to actually make everybody go out and spend their money because they're not spending. Yeah, or if you have a recession and we need people to go out and spend their money, they could actually give it an expiry day. So if you don't spend your salary by 6 months or a year, then it could actually start dwindling. For example, they could also know exactly where you spent it. You could have gone somewhere and bought something that you might prefer people not to know about, and that would actually be on the blockchain. So CBDCs, be very careful because it could be, it's a double-edged sword, yeah. It's okay to have it, but I wouldn't like to have that as an exclusive currency in our world in the future. And now it's just interesting to see where Janet Yellen has come from, because if we actually look at her previous views, and this is why it's so important that all these very influential people are actually turning around to understand and to accept that cryptocurrencies are here to stay, and they might as well embrace them. So this is Janet Yellen in going back December 2017, quote, "It is not a stable store of value," referring to Bitcoin, "and it doesn't constitute legal tender. It is a highly speculative asset." Well, there you go. October 2018, "I will just say outright I'm not a fan, and let me tell you why. I know there's hundreds of cryptocurrencies and maybe something is coming down the line that is more appealing, but I think, first of all, very few transactions that are actually handled by Bitcoin, and many of those do take place on Bitcoin, are illegal, illicit transactions." I mean, so she's come a long way, and we have to give her credit for it. You know, if you're actually open to the new and you are prepared to learn and to educate yourself, then this is all good. So that's on the news front, all very bullish once again. Technical analysis, we're going to look at what Bitcoin has been doing. We've got our graph here. It's actually been misbehaving, although it's still maintaining the band between 44,468 and the floor of 42,040. So we do really hope that it stays in this band. It doesn't, you know, fall down, although it could come all the way down to 40,000 and reach this support here. But we're hoping that it will just spend maybe a few more days, maybe a week in this band, and then hopefully we'll come back up to 47,500, and then obviously have a breakout towards the 50,000. That's what we're looking at here. If we look at that's the day candles. If we look at the 4-hour candles, we can see that it's actually been quite volatile over the day. It keeps on trying to go up, and then it comes back down. It broke this strong support here, and now it has to work its way back up, break resistance here, and hopefully turn it into a support again. In the on-chain analysis, we're going to look today at the Bitcoin exchange net flows. This is a very interesting feature offered by Glassnode. And you can see here, obviously this is the price in white. We've had the two peaks at 69,000 or 67,000, 69,000 that we've had since the beginning of last year. But the interesting thing is the net flow. So these reds mean Bitcoin flowing out of all exchanges, or exchange net position change, and greens are Bitcoin flowing into exchanges. Now, naturally, we need to understand that greens means that you send your Bitcoins into exchanges, not to store them, but to sell them, and vice versa. Conversely, when you actually take your Bitcoins out of the exchanges, it's because you're confident and you want to put them away somewhere. So you can see here on the downside, when there was this big drop in price, people were just taking Bitcoins out of the exchanges. Then when the confidence came up again and the price and people started actually buying and taking them out, the price rose up. Then here we had a slight amount of people taking their coins out. But the interesting thing is, once again, here we've had since February, January, February, people taking the Bitcoins out. Then we had a little dip of people started putting them in to sell them. But look at this. This is we need to be very interested in the last, since March, April, the last month or so. It's been going back to people withdrawing their Bitcoins into their private wallets. This is bullish. This means that most probably, there's going to be a maybe below top, or maybe just a significant increment of the price here. This, as you can see, is actually a repeat of this area. The next one is the same information but in tabular form. This is the top exchange inflow and outflow, where red is outflows, where the largest outflow ever historically, I mean, I don't have all the information here, but historically the largest outflow was in October 2020 of 99,000 Bitcoins that were actually removed from all the exchanges. The second largest actually historically was March. So in March we had the second largest outflow of Bitcoins from all the exchanges. So again, this means that there's a lot of confidence. People are buying and taking the Bitcoins out. This will probably be, some of them will be Michael Saylors, and some of them will be the Luna Foundation, but we never know. We don't know who's buying. Maybe there's a country buying out there. Maybe there's another big firm buying there. But this is a very bullish sign that people are taking their coins out. And in April, which is only like 7 days old, we're already up to 7,000 Bitcoins being withdrawn there. So all in all, it is telling a pattern, it's telling a story. And I think that the story is that we're going to go up. On the section of yield, stake, and pooling, I'm going to show you this very unusual crypto I have found, which is called Immortal. At the moment, the price is $30.53. If we look at actually historically, we can find here index screener, the day candles will show us peaked around $173. I feel sorry for people who bought there, but right now it's actually between 20 and 46. Yeah, so it's actually sort of sitting around these two, and the price right now is 30.67. So this is no financial advice, but if you want to actually take a little bit of a risky investment, then this might be an idea. Now, this is on the Cello network, on the Cello blockchain, so it's you will need to install wallets, and I could do a special video on that if there's interest. Please let me know. But as you can see, we have a 73,000 APY. This APY is on compound interest, which would convert approximately to an APR of 800. It's still absolutely amazing. You could put $1,000 there and be making very quick money. So again, let me know if you would like to know more about this, and I will do a special video on that. The crypto app. This is a nice app to actually keep tabs on your portfolio. It's this is my Android version. It's also available for iOS, and it's nice to have with you to keep tabs. So this is a list, for example, and very clean interface here. It shows you the main cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, BNB. Then if you click any of them, let's say BNB, BTC, then it shows you the current price, and it's moving around, your market cap, volume, etc. Your 7-day graph there. Then it's on the right, you've got the variation in percentage, minus 5.88 in the last 7 days. If you want to look at a month view, 3-year view, and there we can see the two peaks from the last two all-time highs we've had. So then we can also go to a portfolio. So this is an example portfolio, which is very nice. You can actually have, your BNB, for example, 9.74 BNB, 0.999 Ethereum, 30 Lunas, and then it will actually add your value of the portfolio here. Yeah. If you want to change anything, you can go, say, to Luna, hold, manual input, and I can put, let's say, 10 Luna. Enter, okay, and then that's changed it then, yeah. So it's quite a nice way. If you have a little bag of coins, then this is a nice application to use. Again, it's called the Crypto app. There are pictures of the bull and the bear, and I just recommend it. It's just nice, something I've found which is useful. It also has alerts here, which you can actually have alerts when Bitcoin reaches whatever, when Luna reaches whatever. You have repeating, you have read out loud. Yeah, this is quite, there are many apps that do this, but this is just one I found. News, you can check. I don't often use this, but it's nice actually. Yeah, Janet Yellen, some interesting news there. If you're sitting, in the bus or the tube or waiting for somebody, then you got it all at hand here. Converter, market analysis. I won't go into all the details because you can look into it. It's just the main thing for me is to actually have the current prices and have my portfolio there. Okay, that's the crypto app. MALTEGO, this is the program I use to keep tabs on my wallets, my accounts, in Bitcoin especially, and understand what is happening when I move Bitcoin around. As the world moves more and more towards a Bitcoin currency, we'll probably find that our footprint on the blockchain will be broader and bigger, and some people will use that information to know more about us than we might know ourselves. So it's not a bad thing to actually become aware of how the blockchain works, how the addresses work, and how the transactions work. so that we can be maybe more careful. So let's just have a quick introduction. What is MALTEGO? MALTEGO is a comprehensive tool for graphical link analysis that offers real-time data mining and information gathering, as well as the representation of this information on a node-based graph, making patterns and multiple order connections between said information easily identifiable. Okay, so this is how we're going to look. We're going to do a little example now and see how it works. What can I use MALTEGO for? MALTEGO can be used for the information gathering phase of all security-related work. I imagine also financial-related work. It will save you time and will allow you to work more accurately and smarter. So obviously, we can use this on a very basic level. There are the professional account, there's a free account, and then there is a institutional account. So we can just start, at least be aware of how we can use this by ourselves. MALTEGO, who uses MALTEGO? MALTEGO empowers investigators worldwide to speed up and increase the precision of their investigation through easy data integration and a single interface, aided by powerful visualization and collective capabilities to quickly zero in on relevant information. So as I say, for us, it's a very small work we need to do, but it's interesting to understand how it works. So this, for example, is the MALTEGO interface. And we have here 3 of my addresses. I know these are my addresses, and I'm going to give you a little example. If I look at the transactions that have come in, so this is Bitcoin that has come in to my 3 addresses, we will actually start finding the connections. So this is 4 transactions into that address. Then we'll do the same for this address here. And we find, okay, there is a connection already. So obviously there is an address here which has sent Bitcoin to this one and to this one. And this is where the connections begin to take place, and how investigators, be it financial or any other type of investigators, will be able to start linking our addresses. Here we go. So there it is. So these are 3 addresses I have sent Bitcoin to in the past, and one of them has sent to the 3 of them. Yeah. And now looking further into it, I realize that this address of mine is my Binance account. So you can see that Binance, anything I sent out of my Binance account is going to be now labeled as my Bitcoin. And then anything that comes in from another account, if it's a private, okay, if this is a wallet, a private wallet, then anything that comes into that wallet is also linked to my name. And anything that comes into that wallet is linked to my name. So this is how we need to start thinking about the blockchain. Then the second example I'm going to give is similar, but these are 3 addresses that I have sent money from. I know I've sent money from one platform, which I don't need to mention, but there's one platform that actually, unlike Binance, instead of using one address for you all the time, which is linked to yourself, this one, I know I've sent 3 amounts of Bitcoin to these 3 addresses from the same platform. And I'm trying to see whether that platform is actually linked to my account, to my name or whatever, as it has a KYC. As you can see, these 2 are not. So now we can see that wherever it is I have sent Bitcoin into these 2 accounts, they're not linked. And I'm going to do a triple check. So I'm going to check here, and we can see that they're not linked at all. So here we go. This is beautiful. So this means that these 3 addresses I know I have sent Bitcoin from one particular platform. They're not linked at all. So every time I send Bitcoin from that platform, I know there's going to be no connection back to my name. So this is the kind of things that we need to start thinking about and keeping tabs on where we're sending to, where we're sending from. And if you do have a private wallet, which you want to keep, prying eyes away from, then you have to be very careful what you do, what you send into that wallet and what you send out of that wallet. And then finally, we go to our channel, our community. And again, I'd like to please encourage you, if you want to help the channel, to give it a thumbs up. And if you found the information useful, of course, that's the very first thing. If you found the information useful, welcome a like, a subscribed, and a notification bell. Prices and draws. I have already mentioned that I intend to do a prize when we get to 1,000 subscribers. I will do a draw, and I will be giving away 1 Luna or 1 Solana. I'm covering my ass here, whichever is obviously more better for me. but there is about $120 worth of price there. So let's make this work. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, and let's all share in this beautiful new field that is opening in front of us, which is cryptocurrencies. You all take care. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching, and ciao.